It is time for my March reading. I'm going to dive straight in with my wheel of TBR. So I, if you don't know, have this wheel set up that has every single one of my books that is on my TBR on the wheel. I'm going to spin this and we're going to see what it is that I'm actually going to be reading. Cross your fingers for me, folks. Godsgrave, are you kidding me? Fuck my life. Godsgrave, right, fine, I do what the wheel says. Fine. Godsgrave by Jay Kristoff is the second book in the Nevernight series. There is a reason why I'm complaining about this, and it's because despite really enjoying Nevernight, separate from all of the issues that Jay Kristoff has, being a racist piece of shit, I had these before he outed himself as being a piece of shit. And they were sent to me by my lovely friend Carrie. Thank you so much, Carrie. But yes, separate from that, my issue with Nevernight is that it was very, very slow to get through. Like, whilst I really did enjoy the world, it was a slog to get through that book. So I've been putting these off. So it's probably a good thing. Damn it. It's a good thing, because this means that I am being forced to actually read it. How dare this be helpful? Rude. And while that is book 1 sorted, for book 2 of the month I'm doing another random pick. So my other half got me this beautiful little cat on a stack of books box decoration that matches, kind of, in a weird way, come on, this big tarot storing box that Caitlin from My Cheshire Rabbit got me. I love them both. That one has my tarot cards. This one has a load of slips inside of it. I don't know if you can see them. And they are all of the books that I own and haven't read. I say all. This is less comprehensive than the wheel because it's just less up to date. There's potentially some in here that I've read. So, pull it up so you can actually see what I'm doing. While I don't look, because for some reason I feel like looking is cheating. I don't know. This one. It's thin. Is that good or bad? I've also reused these slips loads, so like I've read the book on the front. Ooh! Ooh, okay, I'm happy with this, We have Little Eyes by Samantha Schweblin. I'm excited. Now I have to find it. I have a book trolley downstairs, and both last month and this month, something that I've picked at random has come from the book trolley. Little Eyes by Samantha Schweblin. So yes, this is going to be my second book of the month. This is about these little, well, they're called Kentuckys. They're not pets, not ghosts, not robots. They are these little panda-like beings that sit in your house, and you can choose to either control the panda and watch through its eyes, or have a panda, and people can just watch other people in their homes. It's really weird. I don't really know what to expect from this. It says that the seemingly cute cuddly toys reveal the beauty of connection between far-flung souls, but they also expose the ugly truth of our interconnected society. I've heard amazing things, it sounds fantastic, so I'm very, very excited to read this one. That's why it was on the cart downstairs, because I want to pick those ones up sooner if I'm randomly wanting a new book. Then for Stuff Celine Does her Around the World challenge, this month the prompt is celebrating women, and so for that I'm going to be going with my non-fiction of the month, and that is Hood Feminism, Notes from the Women White Feminist Forgosts by Mikki Kendall. Essentially all I know about this is that it is a non-fiction book all about intersectional feminism. Hood Feminism by Mikki Kendall. I think this is going to be really good for me to read with this skin complexion, and also very, very interesting to learn about a viewpoint other than my own, and just, yeah, I think this is going to be a really educational read. And then I only have 2 more physical books, whilst I do have 2 books on top of that that are in the digital realm. So I'll start with one of those, which is, I'm going to be reading, I'll put it here, A Reaper at the Gate, or Gates? Gates, by Sabaa Tahir, which is the 3rd book in the Ember in the Ashes series. I've been meaning to finish this book for a long, long time, this series for a long, long time, and just never got around to it, never got around to picking up copies of books 3 and 4, and book 5 / a new series in the same world is coming out I think later this year, so I need to get on it. So I'm going to be listening to this one via audiobook. Fingers crossed for me that I really enjoy it. I did really enjoy the first 2, it's just I never ended up getting a copy of the 3rd and 4th ones, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll read them at some point. Especially with how book 2 ended, I am very curious to see what happens in book 3, so I'm excited for this one. And then while I'm here, I will stay in the digital realm because there is a short story written by Pratchett in the Discworld universe. It's book like 10.5, and it is called, I wrote it down because I have the memory of a gnat, and that is Death and What Comes Next. So I'm going to read that. I looked it up, and in one of the Goodreads reviews someone gives a link to the page. It's tiny. This would be like 2-3 pages in a printed book. So I'm going to read that. Yes, it technically counts. It's on Goodreads. And then I'm going to read my next Discworld novel, which is Reaper Man by Terry Pratchett. This is the 11th book in the Discworld series, and if you couldn't guess, this is all about death. I've only read one death book so far. This is the second one published, so I've only read more, and I really loved that. I think that that is still my favourite Discworld book so far. Also, the whole reason I started the Discworld series is that my other half, who isn't too much of a reader, loves Terry Pratchett's writing, and he has 2 tattoos, and one of them is Death of Rats, who I haven't been introduced to yet, but apparently that will be changing in March. So I'm really excited for that. This is another one of his shorter ones at under 300 pages, so I know I'm just going to absolutely blast through this with death and with Pratchett's writing. So yeah, very excited for this one. 5 hours later, Abby popping in because I forgot to mention a book. In my defence, we're going to be reading this over 2 months. And that is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I'm going to be buddy reading that with Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe. I'm really excited to dive into another big buddy read with her. This one isn't as big as some of the ones that we've done, a la War and Peace, but I am still really excited, and especially after having read Oliver Twist, finishing it in February, mainly in January, especially after having read that one, I'm really excited to dive into some more of Charles Dickens's work. So I'm really looking forward to reading that one across March and April, and fingers crossed it goes just as well as Oliver Twist did for me. I took my Olly off for this. I'm now reverting back to my natural state. Much better. And then my final book of the month, and that is Short Stories in Swedish for Beginners by Olly Richards. So this is what it says on the tin. I am going to try and read the whole thing, but if I only manage to read some stories, I'm not going to, like, be down on myself about that. Just because, obviously, I don't speak Swedish. I'm trying to change that. But yeah, this is what it says on the tin. It was gifted to me by my wonderful friend Annie, who actually is Swedish and is the reason I am learning the language, and I'm trying to get a bit better at Swedish before I go in April for her wedding. Again, we went last year, but we're going again for her wedding this year, so I'm trying to get a little bit better so that I'm not completely that ignorant English speaking person at the wedding. I'm trying. So yes, I'm going to be reading this one. Wish me luck. I really don't know how I'm going to cope with it, because the only thing I've read in Swedish was that Svenska Fåglar book, like the non-fiction for kids about birds, and it's very, very different to this, so I don't know if I'm going to find this difficult or easy or what, but I'm excited to dive in. It's going to be such a challenge and I'm so excited for it. And including 2 digital copies of books, these are my reads for March. So yeah, I only knew about these 3 coming in, but I'm really, really excited. I'll have to section off Godsgrave, definitely. Tab that up into different sections and read that across the period, just so that I can actually get through it, because the writing in that is tiny. It's minuscule, like, come on man, come on, compared to my Swedish book. But regardless, I do think that 5 books, a few pages of Terry Pratchett and an audiobook is a great way to get through some fantastic reads in March. I'm very, very excited. The sun is starting to come out here in the northeast of England. Oh, I've been waiting for this for so long. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic month. So let me know down in the comments below, what are you intending to read in March? Are you joining in with Celine's Around the World book challenge? And if so, what Celebrating Women book are you reading? And also, have any of you read anything in a foreign language? I know that Carrie from Caring for Books has read in Spanish. I just need some motivation, lads, please. If you would like to see how I managed to get on with these 5 books and the 2 others, and also how I managed to get on with my February TBR, then please do hit the subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!